Welcome everybody to episode 3.
Woo!
Woohoo! I am Kryptic.
I am CheLLe.
Well, we hope you guys had a great Valentine's Day.
Yes.
So we had a pretty good one.
It's interesting.
It was interesting. I was performing with Moise. Shout out to Moise, which is one of the artists that I perform with. We had a great show over at Guantanamera in Queens. The cool thing about it is that the owners said our significant others eat free. So my girlfriend and I had a really, really, really good date night, filled with music, and even though I was working, it was still a good night.
It was my first date.
Yes, believe it or not. So tell me about that. It was your first
Valentine's Day. I've never been out.
Like you've never celebrated on Valentine's Day. Like you told me that, and I found that like mind-boggling. Like no
never.
boyfriends, ex-husband, nobody took you out on Valentine's Day.
No.
Even though we did say in our last episode, that it's it's a commercialized, holiday, but still, it's like that doesn't mean don't take your significant other out. What we were saying is don't put too much weight on the date.
Yes.
So. Damn,
and that's what I was telling you. I was like, it's not the point that I want to go out because, everybody's going out.
Mm-hmm.
It's the point that I would like to do it because, I do love you and I think it's nice.
Right. Well, March 14th, it's the men's Valentine's Day, is steak and blowjob day. I've never had one of those. So,
Get ready.
just an idea. Hey, anyway, let's keep this PG. Let's keep the show PG.
PG-13.
Right.
Let's grow up a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. So so this episode, let's go straight into it. We're not have any sidebars. We're straight gonna go talk about what it's like to date in a relationship and the norms that you and I don't follow. Because there's many relationship purists out there that believe that the man should handle everything. But go ahead, tell them about the system that we have.
We go out once a month. Either you take me out or I take you out. But
Right.
once a month, we each take each other out.
we try to have an alternating schedule
Yes.
to take each other out. But that doesn't include her birthday, my birthday, and our anniversary. Those three are the only ones that are exempt. But nine out of the 12 months, we're alternating dates.
Yeah.
So let's talk about dating. Even at the very beginning, obviously, me, quote unquote, being the man, I took her out, I paid for everything. And one of the things she told me at the table is like, you don't always have to pay for me, at a date. And I'm like, oh, is she one of these feminists? Like one of these, women's rights? But no, she told me that she's the type of person that likes to treat her man, so, which in this case is me. So I found that to be a bit odd because I've always been used to paying on a date. And it's funny because the first time I told you I love you was at Blend on the Water. Like I'm telling you, there's so many nevers. I've never had a girl tell me, meet me here, here's the address, get dressed up. I'm thinking, okay, I'm either gonna meet her son or her mom, or we're going to like somewhere, like she's gonna like show me off somewhere. So then I'm driving, I'm like, oh, I've been to this place before because I've been with some friends and like it's Blend on the Water. So I'm like, okay, let me just go in, and lo and behold, you're waiting for me at a table for a date night. You took me out. So that was
That's what you told me. You love me.
yeah, that's when I told you I love you.
I won your heart.
Yes, I mean a little bit before that, but yeah, that's when it solidified. Like, wow, this is something that I would do. I will be the one that would tell a girl, hey, here's the address, meet me here.
Because why not? Why not do that for your man?
Well, there's a lot, and again, it's the social media age where relationships are shit. Like they expect nowadays, people in society still think like the old days. We're in 2023. People are still thinking like the 1950s. You gotta understand, when our parents grew up, and even before them, people weren't allowed, women specifically weren't allowed to work, weren't allowed to go out. So the man was the breadwinner. Why? So the woman could be a servant to the man. So if you really think about that mentality, and this is my opinion, if you think about that mentality, of women only having to cook, clean, take care of the baby, and not have to pay for anything, that's an oppressive mentality. If you think about it, you still want the woman to kind of like depend on you for a good time. You know?
God forbid she's the one doing everything.
Yeah.
Then you have those men that are intimidated. I don't know why.
Well, then again, because this is where I believe that all comes, especially from a Latino household that has like very machista roots. You know, the man is expected to pay for everything, which I also agree with. I agree, right? The man could be like the breadwinner. You know, even to this day, there's pay inequality and stuff. I totally get that point, that aspect.
But it's nice once in a while to take your man out to show him your appreciation.
Correct.
You're happy with him. You're happy with everything that he's doing. Why not treat him?
Right.
You know, a spa day, a massage, you know, pedicure.
Yeah, like...
Because men should get pedicures. I believe men should get pedicures. You guys need your toes done. You know, you got ingrown nails and shit.
Yeah. Fungus and shit. Ongo killer.
You know, you gotta get that shit done.
No, but in all seriousness, yeah. That's why CheLLe and I, when we started, we decided to do this monthly. Not to stop. Number one, yes, never stop dating. No matter how long we've been together, we're always gonna date on the day of our anniversary, not the dates, on the day. So our anniversary is December 11th. So every 11th of every month, like we said before, excluding our birthdays and our anniversary, we're taking each other out.
Yes, because it's nice to go out, because when you were first dating, you were all excited. You're like, I get to get dressed up, and he's gonna take me somewhere, or she's gonna take me somewhere.
Yeah.
And now, you know, because you're in a relationship that needs to stop, that should have never stopped.
And we're not only saying date once a month. You can also date in between, but always make it your goal in your relationship
to at least
once a month, and make that on your anniversary date, the day of your anniversary will fall on.
It also helps in you not forgetting when the anniversary
that trust me, that's coming clutch for me and you at time. Because on every 11, I'm like, oh babe, happy 11th. It's like, oh yes, today. Because we have such busy lives, me with the music, you with your job and the overtime and all that stuff. It gets really, really stressful. That it's funny because we kind of forget, but not really forget, because we're so in love. And like every day, it's like together. It's good. So that's how we feel about that situation. Also, dating is not only going out. There's no money needs to be involved. You could do the other day for a date. My girlfriend and I did a ramen Monday at home. Like we cooked our own ramen, and we're both ramen heads. But we cooked ramen at home, watched a movie. One thing that CheLLe has been taking in is gaming. She knows I'm a huge gamer. I love gaming. She used to be a gamer, but back when games were not as complex as they are now. Because she told me, like, oh, games today, they overwhelm me. There's too many buttons. There's too many things to do. She's dizzy. But now we've been playing this game that's called It Takes Two. Great game for couples. It's
actually communication.
And it's communication. It's teamwork. It's team building. So video games. So we have our video game date nights where I ditched my Call of Duty squad to play with my girlfriend because it's fun. It's fun, and the fact that she's taking a liking into what I like, you know, she's not doing it to be clingy or just to be there or just to be present. No, it's something that we can share. And she knows I get on with my friends at a certain time. So she tells me, babe, can we get on before this time so we could get some time in? Because I know. So it's cool. It's a cool aspect. Even though she's not joining me in the gaming world, she still gives me my space with my friends. And she doesn't decide, okay, I'm going to go play with you and your friends. No. She wants alone time with me, and it's a date night. But very seldomly she'll play with my friends, because you know I'm all about her. So I love my friends, and I love her to introduce my friends. So she's played with my gaming friends a couple of times, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
The museum, like, so, yeah.
Well, my hobby is to go to museums and art galleries,
and I don't like any of that stuff, but
but since you love me, you're gonna be joining me.
Yes, and I'm genuinely going to try to. I will enjoy, because number one, I'm with you. You know that's number one. And anything that we do together, we make it fun.
That's the point. That I want to show you that I'm not gonna stop you from doing what you love to do. I'm gonna join you if you allow me to, and you know, vice versa.
Yeah, absolutely. But when we, it's funny because we're like, oh, so I tell them, yeah, so I'm down to go to the Natural History Museum. She's like, babe, I was talking about the sex museum. You had me at sex. So, but yeah, that's something that I've decided, and with an open mind. Like I said, I'm really not the museum type, the orchestra type. Like stuff like that kind of does bore me, but that doesn't mean that I can't enjoy it. And there's nothing you can't do with the right person that it will not become enjoyable.
You already know there's never a dull moment with
there's never a dull moment with us. So but yeah, but going back to the dating, when you're in a serious relationship and when you're living together or you're considering living together, you got to understand, especially when you are living together,
it becomes a routine.
You both are working, you guys are constantly busy, you could be under the same roof, but you forget who you are.
And you don't want that.
Because of the work, you don't want it to get stale. You want to keep it fun.
Keep the heat.
Yes.
The heat. Always, grab each other. Even if you're busy or whatever, like you see him pass by, just grab him somewhere. It doesn't matter where you grab him.
Listen, I smack her butt. I grab her chest. I'm annoying. I'm the annoying boyfriend. And she's constantly saying, I can't deal with you. And it's funny because sometimes I do it in front of my mom and she complains to my mom like, controle su hijo, control your son. And then the first thing my mom says this, with my son, you're never going to have a dull moment. And even though it annoys her, she loves it.
Of course.
Low key.
And when you don't do it, I'm like, what happened?
Yeah.
You didn't like what I was wearing?
Yeah. So fellas, for you guys, chivalry is a big thing. CheLLe doesn't care for it, sorry, but she does love it. Like, she doesn't mind it. I open the door for her. I pull the chair for her. I put her coat on for her. I make her feel special on our date. Vice versa, when it's her turn to take me out, she makes me feel special. She doesn't open the door, pull out the chair, but she finds other ways to make me feel special on our date.
Yes, to comment on one of the comments that we had on our previous episode. Some of us women, we're not used to a man actually opening the doors and pulling out our chairs. I was one of them. I was not used to it. When I saw you do it the first time, I was like, what is he doing? I was like, at first I was like, all right, so he's opening the door for himself, right? And then I was like, oh, okay, he didn't do that. He opened it for me. I was like, all right, so I'm supposed to walk through? Okay, I'm walking. Like, this is all the stuff that's going in my head. And I was like, I hope he's not listening to me. Like, sometimes you speak out loud.
Yeah.
And then you open the door to the car. You were like, don't get out. I was like, oh my God, there's mice or something.
Little did you know I was being a gentleman.
You opened that door. It was like, oh,
I remember that night.
So
that was
cute.
Yeah.
So ladies, it's okay to let them open the door. It's actually a fresh, like what was that? What is that?
A breath of fresh air?
Yes, that.
Yeah. I don't know about fresh air in New York, but
no, it really was. It was really nice and like refreshing to see something like that. Like to receive that type of treatment. Yeah. I liked it. Even though, I'm an alpha, I let you be an alpha. I like it. I like it,
But yeah, no, going back, so make this, we're actually going to try to keep this a little below or above 15 minutes. Yeah, no, this is really good. But yeah, again, the first date, if you already had it, great. But if you're doing a first date, make sure you put out all your likes out there, your interests and stuff like that. So you can help your significant other build an itinerary of things that they could take you out to do.
Yeah, like you're showing me who you are.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you, but it's like you're showing me who you are, and that way I'll be like, okay, so next time I could take him here because he'll.
Exactly. Again, whether you're into it or not, still try it for them, because if you want to be with them and if you love them or you end up loving them and you see a future with them, take them out and forget about the money situation, because at the end of the day, if you guys are going to live together and be a marriage, that money is going to be combined. So basically for us, we treat each other so much that we have our own bank account, right, together. So it's like we're spending our money on each other, but you're initiating the date. So it doesn't matter who's paying, is coming out of our account, but you're still initiating the dating. Remember, in a relationship, there's no yours or mine. It's we're in it together. And this is when we're not talking about like the first few months. We're talking about serious relationships past a year where you guys are talking, like Michelle and I have been talking about living together. So it's stuff that we're really talking about. It's basically our money.
And I told you, I said, babe, it's our money. So it doesn't really matter what we do
or what we spend.
It's our money, you know. And I think it's a great thing to have.
Yes. So take each other out on a date constantly. Never stop dating. Get a babysitter. Set a budget aside for a babysitter. Reach out to your mom, but once a month.
And if you don't want to go anywhere, because you know sometimes you have those days that you just don't want to go, but you know you need to do something, why don't you have a makeout date? It's a makeout date, and I think it's a wonderful thing.
Just make out.
And you'll thank me later.
Yeah. Or make it a movie night at home if you guys,
and then make out.
Yeah, and then make out. Or do what we used to do as teenagers in the back of the theater. But yeah, PG. So again, take each other out to date. Forget about the money. Forget about the social norms. Forget about the gender roles on a date. Forget about the gender roles.
Enjoy
each other's company and time. Absolutely. Enjoy each other's time. Forget about the tab.
And you'll thank us later.
So this has been our episode on dating. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you've gathered a few tips from this.
Don't forget to leave your comments. We love your comments.
Yes, like, subscribe, and tell us what you want us to talk about in future episodes. Yes. We may or may not have lived through what you're going to ask, but we'll figure it out, or we'll give our honest opinion on the situation. So with that being said, CheLLe, I love you.
I love you more.
See you next time.
Bye.